Hi, beautiful beings. Davorka here, and today I would like to share something with you. And this is regarding the subject of feedback, especially negative feedback, because today I received a negative feedback regarding my videos from a really dear friend of mine, and I am really grateful for that. So, usually you have the option of being upset about somebody saying something negative to you regarding something that you're doing, or being really grateful for that. And in this situation, and to be honest, in any situation, I am grateful for feedback that I'm receiving, just because whenever you get the feedback, that person made an effort. So even if the feedback is completely off, that person still made the effort to give you the feedback. And I think that's something worth admiring and worth saying thank you for. But in this regards, my friend was completely on point, and basically she said to me that among the other things, I am um, coming across as somebody who is not confident in what I'm saying and I'm teaching people. So, and I was a little bit shocked at first, and I was like, really? And then she said, yes, you're such a nice person. You try to be really nice and to, talk in gloves, let's say it like that. But you know what? You don't sound confident like that. And I was like, okay. And then I went back and I saw a few of my videos, and I'm like, oh my God, she's completely right. Yeah, I do seem like a person who is not confident. So this was really valuable to me, and I'm extremely grateful for that. And it's really interesting, because after that she was asking me, am I upset? And I was like, why would I be upset? Thank you for telling me that, because how am I supposed to grow, and how am I supposed to fix this if I don't know where the fix is and what needs to be fixed? So now that I know, after seeing this from that perspective, I can see where I have to tweak a few things. And yes, this is a positive thing. So see, and it's really interesting, because when it comes to feedback, there are always two sides. And the first side is the person who is giving the feedback. First, you have to have the courage to say something negative to somebody, and the second thing is the person who is receiving the feedback. How will that person receive it, and how will that person choose to receive that feedback? So, of course, if you are coming from a place where you're giving feedback, but you want to help that person, then just be okay with that, because you're doing the best that you can, and you have the good intentions, and that's okay. If that person doesn't receive it in a nice and positive manner, it's okay. At least you did your best, and you tried your best to help that person and to be of service, some kind of service to that person. If you are the person receiving the feedback, first of all, be grateful for it, because as I mentioned before, that person made an effort to give you the feedback. And also, the second of all, even if that feedback is really mean and comes from the meanest place of all, and this person is really miserable and wants to share their miserable to everybody else, their sorrow and their badness, I don't know how to say it, but with everybody else, still be grateful, because still, even though misguided, that person came, and that person still put an effort in this. And every effort should be should have some value. Some do have less value, some more, but every effort has some kind of value. So be grateful to the universe, to whoever, just to receive the value that you're receiving. Also, if somebody is telling you something that is completely, although well meant, but completely off with what you're doing and what you're feeling and what you're trying to, come across as, and you don't feel that that person is on point, basically, Still be grateful because that person in this situation came from the right place and the effort was there. But of course, I'm not saying allow people to cross your boundaries. No, that's never the point. You need to have your boundaries, and your personal boundaries needs to be respected. If that person with that feedback crosses that, be respectful, say thank you, but this is not your place to talk about it. Always respect yourself first, because nobody else will if you don't. And, but when it comes to the feedback that is negative in the way that I received it today, and regarding something that you are not aware of, think about it. And then, if you see that this is of value to you, give an extra thanks, because, it's good to know that you did something good, even though it's not easy to provide a negative feedback. It's not easy for anybody, even for the people who do it all the time. It really isn't easy. So keep that in mind. But also there is a positive feedback, and I have to say, because of positive feedback, this is still happening, these videos of mine. So when I first made my first video, um, it was awful. I was awful. I didn't like seeing myself. I was looking everywhere else, just not into the camera. I didn't want to see my own reflection, and I just made that video, and I decided not to check it, and I just posted it, and I decided not to see it for the next week, and then maybe I'm going to check how it went. And to be honest, for all that time, I hoped that nobody saw it. I really hoped to God that nobody saw it. However, I chickened out, and 4 days after posting the video, I decided to delete it. So I came to my channel, and with the straightest intention of deleting this video, and I was pleasantly surprised, because although I hoped that nobody's going to see it, 4 people did see it. And actually one person commented on that video, and that comment was a positive feedback, and that person said that I'm inspiring, and that just something in terms of keep up the work that you're doing. And I was actually shocked, because if that horrible 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 video inspired somebody, and that means that this has some value, and I'm sure as hell that my next video is going to be better, and as I continue doing this, my next video is going to be much better. So I'm going to evolve, and I'm going to improve. And you know what, I decided, like, the hell with it, I'm just going to leave it here, and I'm going to continue doing this what I'm doing, and just being okay with not being perfect. And later on I'm going to be better, which happened, and every other video of mine is better. However, of course, there are some things that I'm completely blind of, and this is where my friends' feedback came really, and it's really valuable to me. So you see, you're never done. You're always expanding. You're always growing. You're always becoming a better person and better version of yourself. You just need to calm yourself and be okay with not being perfect, because you're never perfect. You have this ideal of being of the perfection. However, even when you reach that ideal, you still have a new ideal of being a new perfect. So you're never done. You're never done, and that's the beauty of life, basically. So, and that's what I wanted to cover in this video, because unfortunately, sometimes people don't receive it in a nice way. The best you can receive the best and the most valuable feedback that there is in this world, that can help you tremendously. But if you are close-minded about it, and if you just don't want to and listen to it, and don't want to see the value in it, there's no growing for you, not really, because you have only one perspective, and other people see you from different angles. So it is really valuable to sometimes be familiar with other people's angles and their perspective. I hope this resonates with you. I'm really interested in what you have to say about the subject and about having a bad, positive and negative feedback. And I'm sure as heck that you have been in a situation when you received a negative feedback and also where you had to give a negative feedback. So please do share your stories. I'm looking forward to reading them down in the comments. And now I'm going to say bye bye. Of course, hit like, subscribe, and see you on my next video.